Ladies and gentlemen, that was absolutely fantastic. There is so much to talk about, but for this video, I'm only going to focus on Charles Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush. Now, that's not to say that the Amanda Nunes fight was not amazing. It absolutely was. It was fantastic, and we all know what happened in the end. But I really want to focus on Charles Oliveira for this one because he is so incredibly impressive. I can't put into words how fun it is to watch this man perform. I've said this before. I'm not quite sure when this transformation happened with Charles Oliveira, right? Like, he's been through ups and downs in his career. There was a time when he had a losing record, a time when we weren't quite sure if this guy is ever going to find his foot in here. And then he just made a sudden transformation. If I remember correctly, I think he debuted this aggressive, forward-moving, marching style of striking against Kevin Lee. That fight was the very first time that we saw Charles Oliveira doing genuinely impressive and brilliant shit on the feet. But since then, he's only gotten better and better and better. Yes, I know he just lost to Islam Makhachev. We're talking about Islam. Everybody loses to Islam Makhachev. But when you take a look at his performance in the fight that we just saw tonight, he looked so much better, significantly better than he did. Maybe it's recency thing. Maybe it's because it's still fresh in my mind. Maybe if I go back and I compare it to his fight against Mike Chandler, maybe it won't look as fantastic as it looks in my head right now. But bro, from what I remember, oh my God, what a performance. So what happened? First of all, going into the fight, of course, we all expected that the fight was going to hit the mat, and it did. And it was a part of what was exciting about this matchup. Beneil Dariush is a very good grappler. He's a fantastic grappler. So is Charles Oliveira. But the one thing that Charles Oliveira has is striking. Not just that. There's I don't know what to call it. There's no other way to describe it. And I hate bringing faith and religion into this thing, man. But the man fights like someone that truly believes that he has the spirit of God inside of him. He has no freaking fear. Not only does he fight with a ridiculous amount of aggression and confidence in himself, but there's also a sense of peace to it. It's almost like he's made peace with whatever is gonna. He gets sat down. He's like, I don't give a fuck. He gets dropped. He gets hurt. He's like, I don't care. I know I'm gonna win this. It's an almost irrational sense, an amount of confidence in the way this man approaches a fight. So the fight starts off. What does he do? He marches down Beneil Dariush. Marches him down the same exact way he always does. Starts things off with a beautiful leg kick and then follows up with a roundhouse kick from hell. It was blocked, but it moved moved his whole entire body. Charles follows up with a couple combinations. They end up on the ground. Now, on the ground, it was pretty clear that Charles Oliveira was immediately looking for a finish, and he was looking for a leg lock, specifically from half guard. He was trying to go from half guard, scoop up the leg, and then from there, try to transition into a 50-50. From 50-50, he has access to a heel hook. Now, of course, Beneil Dariush is very aware of this submission, and it's not the hardest submission in the world to defend, especially in the world. Well, it is hard to defend if you don't know what you're doing. That's what I'm trying to say. But if you're on the level of Beneil Dariush, especially in MMA with strikes involved, with gloves involved, it can be very difficult to really solidify and lock it in. So Beneil was doing a very good job of like countering, defending, staying on top, landing very good ground and pound from half guard. If he gets put in close guard, he's constantly shooting. You know, just really, really good work on the feet. It was looking like, in terms of grappling, Beneil had him. He had him. He was doing good work. He was battering him. Had him pinned multiple times. Got very close to passing his guard a few times. And then Charles Oliveira kicks up. They both stand up. They end up in the clinch. Charles knees him. They break apart in the clinch. Charles, again, pressures. and then starts unloading. And I'm gonna tell you guys what I find to be the most impressive thing about Charles Oliveira. A lot of times, man, one of the biggest things we see with strikers in MMA is that even when they're the aggressor, if you kind of act, or hell, if the guy that they're pressuring tries to fight them back, they retreat, they back up, right? They back up, and that gives the dude that's being pressured a bit of time to breathe, right? When you lash out at the guy that's pressuring you and he backs out, it kind of acts like UFC 4, where you have short-term stamina, right? And your opponent is pressuring you and pressuring you and pressuring you, and you lash out and you consume short-term stamina by doing that. If they back up, you get to regain that short-term stamina. But if you lash out at them and they stay right there, they don't back out. They don't back out. Conor does this fantastically as well. You lash out at him, he stays right there in the pocket. And then when you're done lashing out, the guy that you lashed out at, he's still right there in front of you. It is draining. It is freaking draining. It is mentally draining. It is physically draining. And Charles Oliveira does that very, very well. Beneil was throwing everything. Charles would just stay right there, cover up. And the moment Beneil is done, he attacks and it's go. Beneil tries to attack. He stands right there. It's like a python, like an anaconda, where it squeezes on you. You breathe in, it squeezes some more. You breathe in again, it squeezes some more. You give him a little bit of space, he closes it. A little bit of space. It's like the fight is not going lash. No, it's going lash. You back up, he closes in. Lash, he stays right there. You back up, he closes in. It is draining. By the time your back hits the freaking cage, you're gassed, you're tired, you're mentally drained, you're getting battered. And that is exactly what Charles Oliveira did to this man. Had him pinned against the cage, teed off on him, hurt him. Beneil shot a sloppy double leg because he was hurt. Charles easily defends that. They have a little scramble. Charles ends up on top and tees off on him on the ground and gets him out of there. And I'm sitting there. I was watching the fight with Romero 17. We were on Facebook chat, video call, watching the fight together. And I was trying my best not to spoil it for him because I was a bit ahead. It was unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. I want to see him versus Islam again. Now, is it possible that Islam's going to go out there and just beat his ass again? Yeah, it's possible. We're talking about Islam Makhachev right here. Islam is a fantastic fighter. He's the champion for a reason. But my goodness, man, Charles Oliveira is good for the lightweight division. The man has a beautiful attitude. He's a gentle soul who transforms into a freaking menace in that cage. And when he's done absolutely mauling you, he gives you a nice kiss on the cheek. He hugs you. He hugs your corner man. He gives everybody hugs and kisses, and you guys move on. It is, man. I'm rambling like crazy because that was an amazing fight. That's the sort of fight that you can go back and watch over and over and over and over again. And did I talk about his integration between striking and clinching? Because I don't know anyone that does it better, especially in the lightweight division. It's amazing. It's amazing. Boom, 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 boom. You end up in a clinch, knee coming at you right away. It's, oh, man. Charles Oliveira. What a fight. What a fight. Now, of course, Amanda Nunes and Aldana, they had their battle. And we'll talk about that in a different video because I definitely want to spend some time talking about Amanda Nunes and what she's done in the sport. I think it deserves its own video. And I am so happy that she is leaving the sport of MMA at the right time. That was just Perfect. I was telling Romero, man, that is how you walk away. What Amanda did, that is how you walk away. Right there. Double champ, whooped everybody's asses. Goodbye. Deuces. Peace. I respect it. Anyways, we'll talk about that in detail probably tomorrow. In the meantime, though, let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about this fight card. Specifically, co-main and the main event. Let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in a few hours. Peace out. Have a good night.